Okay, this is Street Newsroom on Deep East TV. El Osorio here, and we've got a group of people who are going to speak about this event here for our brothers and sisters in Ayotzinapa.
Hi, my name is Diana Barajas. I am a recent graduate from UC Berkeley. I studied political science. I guess I'll begin by saying how we came about as a group of organizers. One of our organizers is on his way, but we basically not all of us knew each other in the beginning. I met Valeska, I met Ishmael through this organizing event. But we basically came together in response to the demand of UC Berkeley students and community members to take action. We felt that we have the responsibility as university students and members of, I guess, this country to take action and stand in solidarity with those in Mexico. We're doing it on November 20th because we're joining the international movements that will be taking place, and also Mexico, the protesters have asked us to take action on November 20th, so this is a demonstration in solidarity. We also have our own demands for what we can provide as a university, which is for our chancellor to denounce the kidnappings that happen. But we could speak a little bit further on what the specific action is going to be, and also, I guess, what we're going to do to move forward.
Thank you, Diana.
My name is Christopher Lopez. I'm a third year here at UC Berkeley, and I'm a Latin American Studies and Peace and Conflict Studies level major. And what really motivated me to want to get us a space to organize the day of action that our fellow Mexican students and Mexican families in the state of Mexico asked us to join was the fact that after 43 days, there really wasn't a space on campus that had been offered yet for every single individual initiative to want to stand in solidarity with Ayotzinapa and all of Mexico. So after the Student of Color Conference and meeting Ishmael and Merced and seeing how pumped the rest of the 9 AUCs were, and wanted to stand solidarity, we got this space, the Multicultural Community Center. They offered their space to really see how organized we are motivated to be in order to show that even though we're students at the #1 public university, we do acknowledge our privilege in having the freedom of speech and being able to express our grievances against an institution without having shots fired at our school buses or without police repression. And although the last part has been obviously questioned with protests in Ferguson and other parts of the United States, it's important for us to really use our knowledge and our support as people to show that we do stand in solidarity with other movements that are facing state repression.
So my name is Valeska Castañeda. I'm a senior majoring in American Studies with a concentration in race, class, gender, and immigration policy. And the reason why I'm here is because I'm a mother and a student. So to me, it affects me on 2 different layers. I think of my daughter. In 10 years, she's going to be in college, and this can happen to her. There was a lot of questions as to the why. To me, as a student, it affects me as well. You know, sometimes we think that issues are separate when in reality they overlap. So the attacks made on these students in Ayotzinapa are an attack on me as well. So because of that, we all have to stand together, and we all have to reclaim justice. And I feel something that has been pushed forward is seeing how the system is corrupt. Whether it is that some people believe, the government has had a play in perpetuating this violence, or whether it is the neglect of advocating for these students' return. But what's definitely been highlighted is the Mexican corruption in itself. So I'm here because I was requested by these beautiful, amazing human beings to come and organize an action. We saw that all around the Bay Area, the community was taking a stand. And as so, we decided to humbly add our city and our voice to be one more claiming for justice. So we organized ourselves, but I feel more importantly, the November 12th meeting, what it showed is that this isn't just about this institution, because what ended up coming out weren't just undergraduate students. It was professors, grad students, but community. That's what really moved me the most. It was community members in all phases of it that came out from different parts, from San Jose, San Francisco, some community that I had built within the trail from Merced had came out, just to come and hear and engage and build. And to me, that's what solidarity looks like, building and organizing to try and create change. So that's why I'm here.
Hi, so my name is Amy Andrea Martinez, and I'm a graduate student here in the PhD program for Ethnic Studies. And the reason why I'm here is because 4 years ago, when I was in Mexico, my family's from Michoacan, Zacapo, and one of my cousins, he's in a school that's similar to the ones that the students that were kidnapped. So I had understood that the students have been fighting for a long time to gain access to getting the government to pay attention to the lack of investment and education in Mexico. And in one occasion that my cousin and I were talking, he had showed me a video of one of his compañeros getting shot. And that had always stayed with me. And, you know, I didn't really get a chance to really sit down and think about what that actually meant until now, that now 43 students have been disappeared. And for me, it's not just about the students, right? It's about all these people who have been disappeared and murdered in Mexico. And understanding how this state violence that is perpetuated in Mexico is not just a Mexican government issue, but also how does the U.S. play a social actor in this, you know, state violence that is sanctioned by the Mexican state to the Mexican people. So to me, it's really important. You know, everyone's having their own ideas about what the issue is, but for me, first and foremost, is I'm interested in being in solidarity with the mothers who still have no idea where their sons are at. Have they been murdered? Are they being held captive? What's going on with them? And also for the students who are disappeared. But that's not to say that this is just a student issue for me. For me, it's a human rights issue, because the 44th person could be another student in Mexico, but it could easily be a student here or just another human being. And I think that the fact that there's this lack of value in human life, that's a huge issue for me. So that's a part of the reason why I'm here.
Thank you very much. I wonder if maybe Diana, if you could hold this up, and if we could discuss the whens and wheres, and how people could get in touch, and how...
Okay. So this is our official flyer for the event that will be taking place on Thursday. The action is set to begin at 11:30, though we're inviting folks to begin gathering between 11 and 11:30 at Berkeley City Hall building in downtown Berkeley. From there, we're going to be marching to UC Berkeley campus. We have already discussed what route options we're going to be taking and security, so folks are going to be safe if they're marching with us. But if folks also want to meet us on campus, we're going to be arriving at noon. And we're going to hold our main demonstration from noon to 2 p.m. at UC Berkeley campus. We're inviting all families, workers. It doesn't have to just be students, though we're going to have a strong student, presence. But a lot of families and a lot of community members from across the Bay are going to be with us. If you want more information, please join our Facebook group. Our Facebook group, I guess the exact wording is on the bottom. It's Hasta, Encontrarlos, UC Berkeley con Ayotzinapa. Demonstration is the last word, but you can find us by just typing that into Facebook. Also, any one of us could provide our contact information as well to be contacted directly. We're all in charge of different committees, but we only have 3 more days, so please get in touch, but we hope to see everyone.
Perfect. If there's maybe any last things, and I know that you guys were probably or hoping it to be an ongoing group, and reaching out to other groups too.
Right.
So I guess I'll just go around here to any last thoughts.
Next steps, I hope that folks from different communities can show up, and that we can begin discussing how we can turn this into a larger movement for justice. I know that a lot of folks are invested in their own movements as well, so we want to really bridge the gap and invite those folks to attend, and also to just begin challenging folks to think about how we can continue this dialogue. We don't want this to just be a one-time thing for sure, and we also want, since we have demands, we're going to keep working until our demands are met. So this is something that's going to, you know, be a long-term thing. It's not just going to be Thursday, but be on the lookout for more information for future events and also for future conversations.
Okay. Chris, anything?
I would like to add, just thinking of what's next, it's really important to realize that this is the 20th of November and not the 26th yet, and the 26th will mark 2 months since the last sighting of these students. And what I really do hope to do is for the 26th and for many of us to organize with other spaces across the base to have a visual on campus and acknowledging that it is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I do realize I do believe it's important that we commemorate 2 months. Though it is an unfortunate event, it is something that mothers are still grieving in Mexico. It's something that students' peers are still questioning. And from the next step from that is joining the struggle on the 3rd of December, which 43 cities will want to demonstrate their action. But feeling the momentum now and just reading more about how Mexican students are taking initiative to express their grievances, I really do believe it's going to be more than 43 cities that are going to show solidarity that day. So our next step is just helping to work with other communities across the Bay to really show how it impacts us as students, as families, as Mexicans, as Latin Americans, as human beings that are having simple rights violated in front of us on a daily basis. Yeah.
So I know that there is another action that's also going to be taking place December 3rd that the organizer has outreach to us where they wanted 43 cities to be able to rise to the call for Ayotzinapa, and last I checked, it's over 43 cities. It's 50 cities now, and that was just as of Saturday. So we're hoping to add our name to that list as just one more to also call for justice, because as Liana said, this isn't something that just ends today. You know, those 43 thoughts and visions and the things and hopes that they were trying to give back and move inside of their communities are gone right now. So we need to be those thoughts. We need to be what's there, shouting and reclaiming justice, trying to rectify the inhumanity of this all. So for me, it's really important that we keep standing in solidarity with Ayotzinapa and not rest until justice is found for these mothers, for these families, and for these students.
I just want people to know that it's like really important to not remain complacent, and really, you know, just because it doesn't personally affect you doesn't mean that you shouldn't care. And I think that until, you know, we find what happened to these students, you know, hasta la victoria, then we can rest, you know. There's something that Valeska had said when she was, you know, doing her journey from here to the border and the Trail for Humanity, and I thought it was such a powerful quote that she said. It's like, you know, what happens when the people no longer are afraid to be silent, but, you know, are ready to fight in whatever capacity that means for the community. And I think that's a moment that we're in right now, is that, you know, we are ready to fight by any means necessary to get justice for, you know, Mexico and all around the world.
Orale, thank you very much.